Did somebody say reboot? Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. We're on our way to 29,000. Thank you so much. We just crossed 28.5 thousand subscribers. So we're literally under 500 subscribers away from hitting 29,000. Can only do that when you guys hit that like and subscribe. So let's talk about the possible MCU reboot. So I seen this going around the other day. Kevin Feige's been doing some interviews with Fantastic Four, or at least some interviews for Fantastic Four, and the idea of a reboot came up, and I thought that this was pretty much inevitable. I always thought that the reboot was going to happen right after Secret Wars. I always thought that that was just much like Thanos, that was inevitable. I always thought that was the plan. The whole point was to converge all these worlds, so when we have someone else playing Captain America and it's not Chris Evans, and someone else playing Iron Man and it's not Robert Downey Jr., that, oh, it makes sense because we have a new universe. Like, this created a new universe. So to me, it was always the logical point to build a new MCU after Secret Wars. But a lot of people have problems with this. I don't have a problem with this. I thought it was pretty much common sense. And how do I feel about it? I think it's sort of necessary. Not that I don't like Sam as Captain America, I do. Not that I don't like a lot of these other choices that they've done. I really like Sam Wilson as Captain America. But the problem with the MCU, especially after Endgame, the problem with the MCU going into phase 4, 5, and 6 was the characters that we were established that we loved have not been around. We haven't had Iron Man. We haven't had Captain America up until Brave New World. I still stand by, if they would have just done the Disney Plus Falcon Winter Soldier show as a Captain America 4, it would have been much better. And I think Kevin Feige has also come out and said that we focused way too much on Disney Plus. We're not going to do that. We're not going to make it where it feels necessary to watch in order to understand the movies. So I think that's a good thing. Keep Disney Plus, and make the movies. You can have references or tie-ins, but don't make it necessary. Do like you did years ago with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. constantly referenced the MCU, but nothing in the MCU had anything to do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. other than characters showing up from time to time. So I'm very much looking forward to Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is getting ready to be released actually later today. I will be catching it this weekend, and I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to what the future of the MCU is going to be. I think that it's very smart that they go ahead and do a soft reboot, keep the Fantastic Four, build out the X-Men universe, and start building new Iron Man, new Captain America, cast some new young actors that can be around for another 10 to 15 years and go that route. The problem is, with comic books, we always get these reboot events like Secret Wars and all this stuff. We always get these reboot events in the comics to try to bring in new readers. When it comes to movies, it's very difficult because actors have a shelf life. When you hire an actor to play a role like a Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr., they have a shelf life. And what I mean by that is, eventually you sign an actor, and 10 years down the line, these actors are getting paid so much more money that you're really kind of crippling yourself. Either the budgets get out of hand because the actors are getting paid so much money. You look at what Robert Downey Jr. made in the first Iron Man, and look at how much he's getting paid now to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars. And not only is the money, the finance, the problem, but also a lot of these actors don't want to stick around forever. They want to go do other things. Robert Downey Jr. went and did Oppenheimer, won his Oscar. Chris Evans wanted to go do some directing and did some movies on Apple for some reason. But a lot of these actors don't want to stick around. With Chris Hemsworth and really, the actor who plays Bucky, whose name is completely escaping me, but you guys are going to let me know in the comments. They're really one of the few that stuck around throughout. Like Bucky's been around since the first Captain America movie. Chris Hemsworth has been around since the first Thor movie. So they've been around for a very long time. And there's some of the few actors that still are around today, where you look at Chris Evans, he dipped, and And even Batista's like, I'm done with Drax and all this stuff. Robert Downey Jr. left until they brought him a bunch of money. So not only is the budgets and inflation of the price you have to pay these actors, but also you get to a point where the shelf life where they just don't want to come back. I mean, we saw where they tried to pay Jeremy Renner less money for Hawkeye season 2 than he did in season 1, and he's going to be doing just as much, if not more work. So you just run into that situation. But if you cast young actors, then you can start with a smaller budget and then work your way up. I believe there was a rumor that came out that in the new Superman movie, the highest paid actor was Nicholas Hoult. Whereas Rachel Brosnahan, like, you really only seen her, at least I only seen her in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She's great, but she's not like an A-lister. David Cornsweet isn't an A-lister. These are upcoming actors that are getting exposure. But as these Superman movies in the DCU goes on, David and Rachel is going to be making a lot more money. Nicholas Hoult was the marquee name because he was in X-Men. He was in Mad Max. Like, he was in a lot of franchises, so he was the most notable name. So to me, it always made sense that Kevin Feige was going to do a reboot. There's just too many factors in business when it comes to it. Actors not wanting to stick around, prices just being inflated, and then you just kind of need to build for the future. I think that's very, very important, and it looks like that's what Kevin Feige is going to be doing. So I don't see a problem per se with the reboot. Let's see what they do with it. I think they're going to focus on Fantastic Four and they're going to focus on the X-Men, and let's see where they build going forward. I think that's what they need to do. Tom Holland, I believe even he's kind of getting over being Spider-Man. Everybody's all happy when they first get these roles, but then 6-7 years later it's like, I kind of want to go do something different. I don't know. I'm not an actor. I don't know how that feels, but there are Sebastian Stan, ladies and gentlemen. It just clicked in me. I was gonna say there was some actor that likes sticking around like Chris Hemsworth, and I kept saying Bucky actor, Sebastian Stan. So if you guys left in the comments, it finally clicked in. Okay, the iced coffee finally went through. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I don't think it's a big deal. I always thought, just like Thanos, it was inevitable. It was something that was going to happen. But that's just my thoughts on it. How do you guys feel about Kevin Feige's interview? And do you think like it's pretty much inevitable for a reboot? Do you want a reboot? Do you want to see the MCU move forward with a fresh new cast? And obviously they're not going to rehash the stories, but we can take what worked and build upon that. What do you guys think? Please leave your comments in the comment box below. Hit that like and subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel. On our way to 29,000. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion. Stay safe.